Sagittarius. This is for the week of April 28th, or when you hear it and it resonates. My very dear friends, the first image that I see is of you looking in a mirror. And you're looking in a mirror, and as you're looking in a mirror, it starts to change, and then this hand comes over and it completely wipes away what you were seeing. And now all of a sudden what you're seeing is who you are now and how other people are seeing you, because you've been under the illusion perhaps that people have continued to see you the way you see yourself. But what you don't realize is some of your qualities that you have been leaning on and leaning into, usually about caretaking, managing, being the one who is the listener, the healer, in fact, in a lot of relationships. Those characteristics have come and been so developed that in some cases, the softer, tender, more relatable emotions have taken a back seat. And you don't see it because you still feel them, but they may not have been perceived by other people. So whatever dynamic you're looking at, whether it's work, romance, family, it's really valuable to stand back and say, but who have I become? It's not just who have they become and what has happened because of them, but who have I become in a way that has altered this relationship? And that's valuable, not because anybody is to blame, but because this is where you get to understand how your energy has been manifesting based on what you've been cultivating. And you get to move more deeply into an understanding of yourself and every situation, because it really is about learning to forgive. Forgive yourself for not having done better. And Sag, that's really big for you. It's really, really big for you, because many of you have come in with childhood wounds that have made it seem imperative that you know how to handle and fix every situation. And so you've gone into life very often in relationships with that as your mission statement. And while people have been drawn to you who have really benefited from that, sometimes it has not allowed them, I won't say allowed them because everybody has the choice, but it has not encouraged them or forced them to face their own stuff. And that's where I feel a lot of you are at right now. But the important thing is, there are two really key points here that keep coming up, and it's like in my ear here, is the forgiveness in understanding that we come into relationships with the opportunity to grow and to understand ourselves. And that when we come into them in the beginning of every relationship, whether it's romance, whether it's work, we come in with our best face. We come in usually with our best qualities right there, and they're legitimate, they're real. And then stuff happens and wounds get triggered and old patterns come in. So in this context, it's really, really valuable for you to step back and say, okay, old pattern here, mine, theirs, whatever. How am I changing? How have I not seen myself change? Or how have I not seen changes in myself? And where has the struggle been in all of this? And where is it now? Because if you can let yourself step back in forgiveness with the understanding of, okay, it may feel untenable right now, but if we came into this for a bunch of reasons, one of which was to learn and grow, if I step back and start understanding what my role was in a different way in terms of the emotional dynamic that may have looked different than what it felt to me, then can I understand how other people have responded? Can I stand back and Sagittarius, I love you. I love you. You've been some of the best people in my life. And sometimes you need to lighten up and just have a good laugh at things. And you can be very playful, but when things get serious, sometimes you can get very dramatic. And so what you're being encouraged to do here is to really laugh, find the humor, stand back and look at this and say, okay, if this weren't so serious, if I didn't feel like this was such a serious situation, What's funny about this? And how can you turn it into something funny? Can you see it as a sitcom? Can you see it? Can you take it to its extreme, its most absurd, and laugh at it? And can you laugh at yourself? That's a big one, okay? Because part of what this is about is you getting out of the struggle of trying to fix things. Take a break from trying to make everything better. Stand back, look at yourself, offer yourself forgiveness, look at it with humor. Notice where you have carried stuff from your childhood into whatever's going on now that is not working for you. Because while you have worked on many layers of awareness, I feel like now you're kind of, okay, so if you were dealing with upholstery, it's like you've got off all the stuffing, you've got off the covering, all the tacks are out, but now you might need to scrape off some of the old paint. But the wood underneath is beautiful, okay? Look at childhood stuff. Bring in some softness. Bring in some maternal energy, not maternal energy, goddess energy. Goddess energy is powerful, it's strong, but it can also be soft. It can also be nurturing and forgiving, but especially for you. For you. And then you can look at areas where, without meaning to, you might have put yourself above somebody. Because sometimes when we are so smart, and you are, and we are so able to control, without meaning to, we can put ourselves above other people. And we might never say it. And we might never even be conscious of feeling it or thinking it. But when you are so much, how can I put this? When we are very emotionally aware and able to deal with our emotions, it's sometimes very hard for the people around us who can't to not feel below us in some way, or not feel like we're holding that over them, or not feel intimidated by it, you know? I have heard the phrase, I'm afraid of how you think. It's like, okay, I don't know what to do with that exactly, because it is the way I think. But then I understand. I can understand how, with a lot of experience, especially people who've worked in caretaking professions, how it can really seem to other people very intimidating, and that can close them down. So all of that to say, my lovely, lovely Sagittarians, is try to give up the struggle to make things better. Allow yourself to be in humor, to be humble, to know that there is something greater than you going on, and to lean into that, because that's also telling you that there is spirit and there is guidance for you. And even though things might not look great, there might be something better. There might be something wonderful happening. We don't know that. So understand that be open to information and guidance and support from beyond for you and for everybody involved, because it's not just you. Everybody's got their guardian angels, right? And forgiveness. This is really, really about understanding that in the process of being human, sometimes we will hurt and we don't mean to. And sometimes we will be hurt, and most often they don't mean to. So this is it for you, Sagittarians. I think this is actually another layer for you of being able to really set yourself free from issues that have shaped a lot of your ways of relating based on childhood stuff. So that's it, my dears. I hope this is helpful. If you liked it, if it was good, please press like. It really helps the channel. Thank you.